What's up, guys, and welcome back to Tech Planet. Today we're going to be checking out this cool custom orchid terrarium. Let's check it out.
Alright, this is going to be another 3D printed picture frame glass custom terrarium build. I did one in the past and I have more coming out. This is a lot of fun. I really enjoy the creativity that goes into this, and these design files will be available on Patreon. And as I keep adding more files, it just becomes more lucrative. But anyways, let's continue on here. You are going to need 4 pieces of glass that are all the exact same dimensions, and you're going to want to clean them up pretty nice with some alcohol and then dry fit everything together and make sure it all fits before we start siliconing things together. Once you are ready though, I did find that silicone is pretty hard to administer from a whole caulk gun in the giant tube. So what works best is if you take a small plastic bag, fill it with the actual silicone of choice, whether it be black, clear, white, or whatever color matches your prints, and you're just going to inject some into the bag, snip the corner, and now you have a much more precise way to add silicone to these much smaller projects. Now, I would recommend filling up the grooves completely with silicone. I think I went a little light and you'll see a leak later on. But basically, you're going to fill the bottom and the side grooves. You're going to leave that top one empty because that's where the glass is just going to fit and sit as the lid, so you don't want to put any glue there. And then you're going to either want to put 2 strips of glue on the bottom pane where the side panes are going to line up, or you're going to put it on the bottom edge of each side pane. Now, when you do assemble this, make sure you do commit, because the more you slide things around, the more you're going to run into like squishing the silicone everywhere and making things messy. Once you do have everything fit together nicely, you are just going to take some masking tape and make sure you give some nice tension to everything so it all holds together nicely. Do make sure things are square when you do this. They can get a little cockeyed if you are twisting or turning it a little bit, just because the silicone is gummy but not gummy enough to make things fit, especially if you are using something slightly thinner than 1/8 inch glass. Now, you're going to want to let this cure for about 24 hours, and then when you are done, it is time to clean up any of the silicone that oozed out anywhere. And I'm just going to use a double-sided razor. I know people do dislike when I do that, but I find that they're the most thin, sharpest razors out there, and I like how flexible they are. It allows me to do things with them I can't do with a traditional razor. But if you don't find this safe, there are single-sided ones, or even like a utility knife that should work well, or even a razor scraper. Now, once you get it all cleaned up, you can do a water test, although you might not need to do it, or it might not matter depending on what kind of terrarium you make. However, I was planning on putting a little water in the bottom just so it always stays humid, and you'll see kind of how that's going to work later. But upon filling it up, I did notice there was a slight leak. I do use a much thicker nozzle when I 3D print just for speed's sake, and I think because of the layer lines, the way it's shifted, I didn't have enough silicone in those cracks and there is a slight leak. However, I could just melt it shut with soldering iron, or if I wanted to, add a little more silicone and things are just fine. Although seeing that with water in there does make me want to make a mini fish tank like this. I do love the elevated appearance with the 4 legs. I think it's really unique and cool. Now that we do have everything assembled, it is time to put something in this terrarium to test it out, and I'm going to use some of this, I think it's called like cholla wood or something, or cola wood. I really am not sure what it's called, but this stuff is really porous. I like that I can stuff it with moss, and there's a lot of holes in it for me to stuff plants, so it'll be absolutely perfect. I did cut it down to size just enough where I can wedge it in there, and it is really just a tension fit, which is fantastic because I don't have to glue anything in there and make anything permanent. You can kind of do whatever you want at this point because, again, it's your terrarium and you can design it how you want. I do want to put a bunch of small orchids in here. I really love bulbophyllum orchids, and so I got some miniature ones, and usually they do pretty darn well in high humidity environments compared to some other orchids, so I am going to test them out in here along with some other orchid species and some Markgravia. So all I'm doing is pushing them in the holes, spreading them out. I will add a little moss as well, and we will, like typical tech plant fashion, see how things go long term. But yeah, I'm just getting a bunch of plants stuffed in here, wedging in there, getting it nice and wet, putting the lid on, and putting it under some grow lights. Alright, now about 10 days has passed. I like to look at things a little early just to see if there's any quick changes, and there actually is quite a bit of changes here. You can see the wood is already darkening quite a bit, and there's some little bits of fungus starting here and there. Some of the plants aren't looking the greatest since the transplant, but we'll have to give them some more time and see how they do. Now, another 10 days later, which puts us at about 20 days, you can really see that the wood is getting a lot of nice coloration. I don't know if this black brownish is like necessarily rotting or if it's just like coloring. I'm not really sure what's going on here. You can see the Markgravia is struggling a little bit even though it's only been 20 days, and some of the orchids are losing their leaves, but overall nothing too crazy is happening. I do see some moss that I put in there starting to grow out a little bit, so hopefully it colonizes this piece of wood nicely so we have like a nice carpet, but we shall see. But overall, it looks pretty good, nothing to complain about. And again, this is an experiment, so we'll have to see how it goes. But there is a little algae starting to form, and that might be an issue as well on the glass, but we shall see going forward. Alright, that brings us to a total of 4 months later, and you can see quite a lot has happened. The moss has really started to take over this log. There is a little bit of fungus in there, but most certainly it's pretty messy in here. I think if I were to do this again, I would make a slightly bigger version of this, only because I'm not a real big fan of trying to clean in between the log and the glass. Maybe I should have positioned it a little further back so I had more space, but you can see it gets quite dirty in here. The algae really crawls around, and I think these little critters help spread it. If you haven't noticed yet, there's a lot of soil mites in here and a lot of springtails. There's just a lot of life in here in general. I really was expecting this to be pretty much all dead by the time we got to this 4-month mark, but almost everything here is alive. You may notice that the Markaravia is almost completely missing. However, there is a small section that somehow survived and is finally starting to grow and take off. So hopefully in a few more months it really starts to take over this log along with the rest of these orchids. So far, every orchid species I believe has survived, and there is little offspring growing on this log, which is fantastic to see. I think some of the original ones are dead and gone, but they've all managed to grip into this log and produce offspring, and those newer ones are spreading just fine, and they look really healthy, as if they have acclimated to this really humid environment, and things are looking pretty darn good. I do really like looking at this with the light from above. It really gives me that whole tree branch feel which I was going for, where I've got the nice golden sun illuminating everything on this cool log. And seeing the success in this makes me want to design a much bigger version of this, where I could have a much bigger log with a lot more larger species, because again, these are all micro orchids. So seeing this work as a trial run makes me want to go much bigger, and also maybe make one more of these and make some sort of snailfish tank.
Well guys, that pretty much sums up this video. I hope you liked that build. I thought it was quite interesting. I do love the whole elevated feeling of the terrarium because it's on legs. It really helps with the whole branch on side cut, if that makes any sense. I'm glad to see that after months and months things are working. And again, if you do want these files, they are on the Patreon account. I'll put it in the description. This will give you access to previous ones, and I will be putting a moss pole design on there shortly. So maybe if you don't want to spend the $5 now, wait another month until that one comes out, then you can kind of get it all for the same price. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this, and as always, may your plants go strong and healthy. Keep experimenting. I'll see you next time.